Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the show. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about probably the best part of school or homeschooling.
Field trips.
Field trips!
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that we decided that we wanted to homeschool was for the field trips. We love field trips.
And we think field trips are just one of the best ways to learn. Because you're right immersed, it's usually very highly engaging, and a lot of time it's a much more real world type of setting or situation. And it's just more practical.
Hands-on. It's
hands-on.
Fun. It's lots of fun.
So we thought we would talk a little bit about the different kinds of field trips you can go on and give you some tips.
There's different kinds of field trips?
There's like 3 different kinds of field trips you can go on, and we're going to give you some tips for each, okay? So number 1, there's the academic field trip.
So that's your science center.
That's your museums, your zoos, art galleries. So I think those are what most people think of as field trips, right? Those are your standard things.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
We love going to these kinds of places. They're really highly educational. Like, it's very apparent what you're going to learn when you go to a science center or an art gallery. Yeah.
You can connect them to what you're learning.
Exactly.
If you're like learning about, if your kids are into dinosaurs and things like that, you can go to a museum and see dinosaur bones up close and personal, right?
Exactly. So and you can definitely pick locations that are really geared to what your kids are interested in and what you're learning in either your unit study or with your curriculum. So those are kind of most people's go-to places when they think of field trips. So some things that we thought you should know about going on these academic field trips, right? Like we thought that you should know that they do tend to be more on the expensive side out of all your field trip options, because you're usually having to pay for admittance into these places, and sometimes that can be quite costly. Yeah,
but remember, if you are going to certain places regularly, sometimes they'll apply the price of admission towards a membership.
Yeah, and there's a lot of places that offer coupons or discounts, or buy one get one in for free on certain days of the week. So things like that are really good things to look for to kind of reduce the cost of going to some of these places.
And speaking of science centers, isn't there an agreement amongst all the science centers in North America?
A lot of them, yeah. So there's an agreement with a lot of the science centers. You have to check your membership. But for example, if we buy a membership at our local science center, it is good for the one in Toronto, it's good for the one in Ottawa, across not only Canada but North America. So that's also something to look for. And it's not just science centers, it is some zoos and aquariums as well. So look for things like that, little coupons and deals and discounts to make going to these places a little bit more affordable. I also would recommend that you avoid going on Fridays.
Because us teachers like to book our field trips on Fridays for school. So.
Yes, public school teachers love to book Friday field trips because it's a great way to end the week.
Yeah, definitely.
So don't go to these places on Fridays. And also this is a good thing to look for what your local school board's PD, professional development days are, and their break times, because you do not want to go on a PD day, and you don't want to go like on a March break, because these places fill up fast, and a lot of these places have summer camps or PD programs, so you'll have like an extra 150 to 200 kids. We made the mistake of going to a science center in Toronto during March break.
Yeah, no, never again.
No, that was absolutely insanity.
Yeah.
I think we reached the pinnacle when Alexi was playing on something and there was literally kids all around her and playing above her. Do you remember that? Like and there was literally kids playing over, and she literally couldn't move. Yeah. She got like boxed in and couldn't get out. And there was it's between the camps and the daycares and stuff that bring kids in, they just get to be. So don't go on March breaks. Avoid summer breaks if you can, and PD days as well.
So what's the second type of field trip?
I call these life field trips.
Life field trips. Okay.
Life field trips. These are
grocery store,
doctor's appointments,
trip to the library,
errands, those kinds of things. They're great because they're relatively inexpensive, because you're just going to where you need to go anyway.
Yeah, and technically they are a field trip.
They are a field trip because you are leaving your house and heading out into the field of life.
Yeah.
So people often discount these as field trips. Like people don't always think that they're great field trips, but they're amazing because the things that you will learn there are going to be unique every time, depending on where you're going and what you're doing.
Okay.
So what are some things you would learn if you're going to, say, the grocery store? What do you think you'd learn?
You learn about budgeting and math, and there's, I'm sure, reading and literacy happening there too.
Yeah.
I know there is because we do our
do it all the time.
field trip every week. So
you could also, if you're going to like a doctor's office or a chiropractor, you'd be learning about health and the body. And I know when we go to the chiropractor, Alexi's all over
the model of the spine.
Yeah. She's like all over that, looking at it, learning the different parts. So there's lots of things you can do while you're learning. It's also great life skills because you're learning about things like time management, getting from one place to another at a certain time, booking appointments. You're also going to learn things like where you said budgeting, money, and then just socialization in a real life setting. Like that's a huge one.
Yeah, the thing that people never think that homeschoolers are doing, you're doing it all the time, right?
Yeah, when you're
on those field trips.
You're going out on these field trips and you're learning all these socialization things like standing in line and waiting your turn, how to speak to a receptionist, how to behave when you're paying at the grocery store, how to find your change, how to talk to people,
how to behave in society, which is the definition of socialization, right?
Yeah, we definitely have a video about that, by the way. It's over here. Where is it?
We'll put it below,
or we'll put it up here, wherever. We'll find it. So yeah, those are what I call life field trips. I love them, and I think they're just probably the easiest and most cost-effective field trip that you can go on.
Yeah. Okay, so we did academic field trips and we did life field trips. Yes. What's the third kind of field trip?
The third kind of field trip I like to call the fun field trip. The fun field trip are when you go to places that are just fun to go to. So playgrounds, swimming pools, movie theaters.
Yeah, okay.
Those are fun things to do.
Yeah, and there's still learning happening at those places.
There's still lots of learning happening. For example, at the end of the month, we are going to take the girls to go see Frozen.
Okay.
Frozen 2, right? The new Frozen movie's coming out. They're super excited. That's going to be our field trip for this month.
Yeah.
Because they're going to learn about, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of moral lesson. Because there's always lessons to be learned when you see movies, especially Disney. They're going to learn about plot, storytelling. There's music. There's lots that we're going to learn just by going to a movie. Yeah. But it's just fun.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking afterwards, Alexi's going to ask to see who did all the voices for the characters in the movie. Yeah,
that's a big thing for Alexi. She likes to see how the movies are made. So she'll probably ask about the animation. She's going to ask about the voices, and we're probably going to listen to the Frozen soundtrack on repeat for a while. So, that's learning. It's all learning, but it's going to the movies, and it's a fun thing to do. Another thing that we like to do, especially in the winter, because it's really freaking cold where we live, is we really like to go to the indoor playground.
Yeah.
And so the kids learn about socialization and seeing other people and kids there, but it's also a chance for them to physically get out and move their bodies when it's just too cold for us to actually get outside here for more than 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, and another fun field trip that we like to do in the winter is take a hike to the coffee shop, the girls and I, and we'll bring games with us, and we'll sit down and meet people and talk with people and play some Uno and some Scrabble and then walk home. It's a nice little warm-up halfway between our walks, so it works for us.
So these are fun things you can do, and they still count as field trips, and they are still educational. We have a couple more tips for going on any field trip. If possible, pack snacks. Because I don't know about you, but my kids are always hungry. Yeah. They're always looking for a snack. Even if we're out shopping, I always have raisins. Zoe gets granola bars. Alexi gets the applesauce pouches, something like that.
Some places won't let you bring in snacks, but if you can, pack snacks.
If you can, do it. Or sneak them in. We definitely do that sometimes, especially with Alexi's food allergies.
Yeah, because they just won't have the stuff that you can eat.
We sneak them in. But anyway, another good thing to do is to go onto Google. You can type in the place where you're going, and you can check when their peak hours are.
Oh yeah, that's a cool feature.
Yeah, so you can see when they're busy. So for example, I was always surprised to find that some places are busy on a Wednesday. And you're why would that be busy on Wednesday? And it's because they have they either have a program running or there's a discount, or there's certain groups that meet up.
Yeah.
And so
you wouldn't know about that until you show up and then are surprised. But if you look on Google,
check Google. You never know. Like, some places have weird hours.
Last March break when we were in Toronto, we were going to the aquarium, and remember looking at that with you and saying, "Oh, we'll hold off. We'll do dinner," and then we went in the evening, and it was perfect. There was no lineups.
There was no lineups. There was hardly anyone there in the middle of March break in Ripley's Aquarium, which was amazing. And it was like 6 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. So sometimes looking at those things can really give you a good idea of when would be a great time to go. When you're there, relax, have fun. Like, don't make everything a learning thing. Yeah,
learning will happen naturally. You don't need to force it.
Don't like sit here, learn this, do this. It'll come, and you'll feel better, and the kids will be less stressed, and everyone will have a lot more fun, and they'll still learn. Yeah,
they're little sponges, so don't worry about it. And
afterwards, though, give them some time, let them process what they've done and learned, and then talk about it. I think that's always we always enjoy like when the kids are going to bed. Like, so what was your favorite part of today? What's one cool fact that you learned? And those are great ways to get them thinking about it and kind of helping them process it, but like giving them some space to kind of like, oh yeah, this is what we did today, and just talk about it, and they'll have a lot of fun.
So we talked a lot about different field trips that we've taken. We'll leave a playlist down below of all our different field trips.
And if you want some ideas for field trips, you can go onto our website and sign up for our newsletter. And we have a list of over 100 field trip ideas that you can go on with your kids, and a lot of them are really cheap. Yeah,
so you get that as a freebie when you sign up.
Yeah, for free. So if you guys like this video on field trips and you like some of the other videos that we've done, by all means, become a fan and subscribe.
Yeah, we'd love that. And make sure you click the bell, and then that way you get notified whenever we release a new video every week.
Every week, every Monday. And you can also follow us on Instagram
and Facebook.
There we go. And we post stuff there daily, ideas, tips, tricks, and
what we're up to.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get notifications when we upload our latest videos.
Give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave us a comment. We'll see you next week for more activities, adventures, and lifelong learning. Bye!